Thanks so much for clicking on the video. In this video, we're going to talk about strategies or maybe kind of a what to expect and or what to do at the airport with regards to getting ready to go on your cruise or whether you're going to Disney World or Universal Studios or wherever. What's the strategies for the airport? So let's start with TSA PreCheck and something called Clear. So you have the regular, normal security check, which can get quite busy and very long of a line, depending on what time you go and time of the year and so on and so forth. And it can be quite in-depth. You have to take off your shoes, you have to have everything in a bag, certain liquids and this, that, and the other. If you'd like me to do a more precise video on all the rules and regulations for that, then just let me know in the comments and we'll see about doing a follow-up to that. But basically, it can be sometimes quite long and quite frustrating and aggravating. This is where something like a TSA PreCheck comes in. There's a little bit of paperwork and a few hurdles you have to jump over to get TSA PreCheck. But I can tell you, if you are an avid vacationer, an avid flyer like myself and my wife, I couldn't recommend it more. It doesn't cost that much. And again, if you want an in-depth report on what TSA is, PreCheck is, and how to get it, again, drop me a note on the comments and let me know you want to see that, and we'll go ahead and get that made for you. But I highly recommend TSA PreCheck. It's basically like an airport fast pass. It will get you past a regular line and get you into, it's basically going to streamline your experience going through security in the airport. So again, I highly recommend it. The next level above that is something called Clear. This is more expensive, but in the same breath, I'll tell you, it seems, and I've never done it, okay? I think it's personally too much for me. I've considered it, but Lisa and I have talked about it, and we think it's too expensive for our needs. But basically, it's another level that you basically, I think they scan your retina, your eyes or something, and you just it's like super fast, like right through the line. You're right through, you go. So again, if you're interested in that one in particular, if you want to know more about that one, let me know. So anyway, that would be step one. When you arrive at the airport, you of course want to go to your correct gate. You want to go through security, of course, and figure out where you need to go, whether it's Southwest, American Airlines, Delta, Spirit, Frontier, whatever. But you want to go through security, and then you want to head towards your gate. This can be somewhat, I could see I could be a little bit intimidating to some people, maybe a little bit scary because there's a lot of people. But the strategy that Elise and I basically typically use is when we get to the airport, once we get past security, we kind of, first take a little, cleansing breath after you get through security. Not that it's a big deal, but it's kind of a hassle and it's good to get it over with. But then after that, typically we will start heading toward our gate, and on the way to our gate, wherever the airport is, we'll have a lookout for any types of snacks or any type of restaurant or anything that might catch our eye that we might want to check out on the way to the gate. And of course, you got your bathroom checks. Don't forget that you got your bathroom breaks, I should say. You got to take your bathroom breaks whenever you need them, especially as you get a little older. You need more and more of those bathroom breaks. So anyway, you head toward your gate, and then once you find your gate, here's a little pro tip for you. If your gate is, let's say, on the left side, okay, and it's in the filling up stages, or they got a lot of people, it's kind of crowded. There's nothing wrong with looking over to the right or any other gate that perhaps the plane has just taken off and it's empty or vacant. Go over there, plug your stuff in, power, and have some space to yourself. And just kind of keep an eye on the time. just check your time and check your app and make sure that everything's okay with your flight and that it's not delayed or anything like that. And when it comes time to board, which most apps will let you know when it's time to board, then just gather up all your stuff and walk on over to your correct gate. We've done that many times. There's been many times where we've walked toward our gate and it's just packed. There's all kind of people there, and so we just kind of walk around a little bit and find a gate that's not packed or is empty, and we just make ourselves comfortable there. So bathroom, find your gate. Once you find your correct gate, whatever it is, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever it is, always monitor your time. But then typically what Elisa and I will do is one of us will venture off and go see about getting snacks or food, depending on what time of the day it is, and the other will stay behind with the bags and just kind of keep an eye on them. And then we'll do like a little swap. That other person will come back and we'll do a swap. The other person can go get some snacks and whatnot, and so on, get some drinks and so on. And then it's basically just phone time. Put your AirPods in or whatever, or your headphones on, and jump on your TikTok or your Snapchat or Instagram or whatever it is that you do, Facebook, etc. And just kind of entertain yourself, or go to your favorite streaming app and watch whatever you want to watch. And again, just keep an eye on that time. Now, with regards to some airlines, you can pay a little more and you can get that front of the line. You can get the earlier boarding. That's an individual decision that you need to make. One quick little story about Southwest. As you may or may not know, Southwest is now moving into designated seats, which they never had before. And one quick little story I'm going to tell you, and those of you that vacation and fly on Southwest will probably be able to relate to this story. Elisa and I were going to Florida, either on a cruise or heading toward Disney World, and we were in, I think it was B group, or maybe toward the end of A group, which is the early boarding ones, and it was amazing. The young lady, the Southwest agent that was there, she got on the little intercom and she said, okay, anybody that needs assistance can get on now. And I'm telling you, there must have been 15, 20 people in wheelchairs. I mean, all of them just lined up in wheelchairs. And then she said, if anybody, can help us by boarding on your own out of the wheelchair, you can come and board now. And I'm telling you, I had Elisa laughing so hard because I said, oh my God, it's a miracle. All of a sudden, all these people that were in the wheelchairs easily stood up and walked right into the plane. I said, oh, praise God, it's a miracle right here on Southwest. All these people that were confined to wheelchairs can now walk. So I guess you'd have had to been there, but it was funny, trust me. So again, if you want to pay more to board a little earlier, that's up to you. Obviously, if you're on an airline that you have a designated seat, we got completely spoiled on our Hawaii trip, which, we did first class. And let me tell you something. Delta Airlines, the first class, the Delta one, oh my God. Go ahead and look that up if you want. You want to talk about life-changing. Now, very expensive, but oh my God, was it amazing. But anyway, back to my point. Whenever it's time to go, just go ahead and get on the plane and go on to your destination. So yeah, it's kind of a, strategy is obviously before you go any further, or before I go any further rather, strategy number one would be get to the airport early. So if your flight is at, say, 5 p.m. in the afternoon, Elisa and I will typically get there around 3 o'clock. We'll give ourselves an hour and a half, 2 hours time leeway so that we are not rushing at all, okay? The last thing you want to do is, if your flight is at 5, to show up at, say, 4:15, and all of a sudden there's traffic on the way to the airport, or there's this, that, and the other going on, and you're rushing to try to get to your gate in time. You got to rush through security and stuff. You don't spare yourself that stress and that hassle. Get there early enough. And then, like I said, identify where your gate is, check the status of your flight. and then head on through security. I do recommend TSA pre-check, and again, you can look into clear. Once you get past security, then it's just downtime, bathrooms and so on, and get into your gate, your appropriate gate, get some snacks, whatnot, have some fun on your phone, plug in your phone, charge it up, etc., and then of course carefully go on your plane. So that's just a little bit of video there, just to kind of help you out a little bit with regards to what's going on with the airports and strategies for you. Please stay tuned. Please think about subscribing to this channel. I've got my Carnival cruise coming up, where I am going to experience everything about a Carnival cruise for myself. I will be bringing you along, so I highly, highly encourage you to subscribe to be along with that. We've got that coming up. We've got a Disney cruise coming up, Elisa and I, and we've got another Disney cruise and a Walt Disney World trip coming up. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that. So please consider subscribing and joining us for all of this fun. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful evening and day.